What's going on, YouTube? It's the Green Shoes here. Hope everybody's doing good. It is Wednesday, the middle of the week. We're halfway through it, so let's jump right into this video. I have a CGC return. As you can see in front of me, it's a little diverse. Have some first edition base that I submitted for a friend, and the results were crazy, way better than I thought they'd do. And this is my return with my childhood Charizard that I cracked and resubbed, and a whole stack of other CGC high grade cards that I cracked and resubbed. Basically wanted to do this to see if they were grading easier with no subgrades on the higher end. I've always seen, from what I could tell, it was a lot tougher. And if you look at pop reports and look at actual 10s that are graded, most of them do not have subgrades. So I wanted to kind of test it here to see if I can get a little bit higher grade on some of these cards. So I'm going to run through my cards and the first edition base cards, and then kind of show you just in like a Excel spreadsheet, just like before and after grades and where I averaged out. And it's going to be pretty sick. So, by the way, quick ad, if you have not already, go check out my video link down below. You can enter for a chance to win this Ancient Mew Pristine 10 card. This card is absolutely freaking gorgeous. All you have to do is comment on the video link below, and then there's another option. You can there's an Instagram post on my Instagram. You can go enter for a second entry. August 31st is when I'm giving that away. I really would like to get to 100 subscribers, so please smash the like button, hit the sub button. I'd greatly appreciate it. Without further ado, let's jump right into it without wasting any more time. So first, going to do these three cards that I had sitting right here. So this is a Raichu Prime. I bought this from a local game store down in Orlando, Florida. It was a raw card. Saw it was near mint-ish condition. Decided to chuck it in to get a grade. I didn't plan on buying anything from them, but it's one of those things where if I walk in there and I waste their time for whatever 25-30 minutes, I usually always buy something. This card, I was really hoping for a 10. This is a Thunderbird from Nightfall from MetaZoo. And this is like their Zapdos in my eyes. And I really wanted a 10 to add to my Zapdos collection, but here I sit with a 9.5. Pretty sad. This card also really wanted a 10. Leroy Jenkins. This is from the they didn't even put it on here. That's pretty sad. Got the right date. They just put World of Warcraft TCG 2010. It's from the archive set. Basically, they reprinted stuff, but it was still really hard to pull these epic rares, the purples. Very, very cool card. They made this a regular foil and an extended art foil. I got a PSA 10 of the extended art foil. Only one exists. And I graded this card, literally graded this card so I could have one, because I did not think my PSA sub was coming back for a few months. So that was interesting that they rushed that through so fast. Now here comes some bangers. First edition base set. Nothing holographic, unfortunately, but some pretty, you got junk on them. Some pretty good grades for non-holo cards. CGC historically has been really tough on non-holo cards. You can see this card has a pretty decent amount of whitening on it and got an 8. This one here is an 8.5 Arcanine. This one's a little bit better. Not going to go through all the conditions. This one's awesome. CGC 9. I still need this card in PSA 9 first edition base for my collection. There's a handful of cards I still need. It's a slow grind. Hasn't been a whole lot selling on PWCC for first edition base. The CGC 9. So these first edition base cards averaged probably a 9. And I totally thought going into this, these cards this guy was submitting was not going to end with that result. And this is huge. Not bad, though. Not bad. I need to resubmit. I submitted a whole bunch of first edition base to CGC with subgrades. I think they have even the old solid blue labels where the numbers are all off center. Another fun fact. It doesn't seem like these Pokemon cards got it, but they are centering the text on the text boxes for some cards. I'll see if some of my other cards got it or not, but I noticed Java Akuma also got a CGC submission back. I think it was like Modern. I don't even remember what it was, but they centered the text. It was pretty cool to see. I thought Yu-Gi-Oh! Was the only set they're doing it for, so it was really cool to see him doing it for multiple sets. We're about almost halfway through on this first edition base. Machoke. Got another stack. Always love this card. Magikarp. Mint 9. I believe there was only one 9.5 in here, but I was still shocked. I'm going to have to look at the back of that card. No gray stamps, I don't think, in any of these, which is usually pretty rare. I feel like there's usually a semi-decent amount of gray stamps in uncommons for whatever reason. You see them a lot more. Here's the 9.5 Porygon. Gem Mint. Junk all over it. I mean, that's pretty clean. Besides all the junk on it, the corners look pretty minty. Got maybe a little something up here. It's like the bad cut edge. Use like a dull blade on it, but it's not too bad at all. I definitely just looking at the back look like a solid PSA 10 potential. This video might be a little bit longer than my average, already at almost 7 minutes. Only getting through the CGC stuff. Oh, first edition base. Diglett, baby. Let's go. The duo. Got a Drowsy. Ghastly. What else? Wish there was a few hollows from first ed base in there, but there is not. But I promise you, you will not want to miss what's coming in my... It's basically, I believe it's all vintage. I don't know if there's any modern in there. Pretty awesome returns, though. Nidoran. Cannot complain. Onyx. There's a Squirtle. This one got wrecked. I think the lowest grade in here was like a 7.5. So you cannot complain about that, because going into it, like I said, I was not expecting the moon. Ponyta. And of course, the worst grade came from the Pidgey. Poor Pidgey. It's almost great. No, it's not great. Alright, moving on from first edition base. Now, if we're going to start off with my childhood Charizard. And I kind of like the way Echo did it. That's pretty cool. So we got the cracked slab label with it. So this was a PSA 6. This upgraded all the way up to a PSA 8. Kind of figured it would. It was a pretty clean 6, if I do say so myself. There was like no dings. There's just some whitening. That whitening looks severe on the bottom. But yeah, so looking at the card, you can barely see it, but looking at it through this camera, that looks so bad. But yeah, I also got my initials, JDG Childhood, so I just remember I don't ever want to mix it up with another Charizard just from something. So this was the Charizard my dad bought me. Pretty cool. So previously, this was a CGC 9 Rocket Zapdos with those subgrades. Pretty good, first edition, and it stayed exactly the same. I was pretty shocked. I believe there is a few of them that stay exactly the same. We got up next, I cracked a CGC 9.5 Blaine's Charizard. And it got the same freaking grade. That's impressive. Props to you, CGC. Props to you. So far, so bad. The fact that stayed at 9.5 freaking blows my mind. This is a Pichu 9. totally thought this had a good chance of upgrading, which is why I sent it. Look at those subgrades. By golly, but this got an 8. This by far is terrible. So I don't know if I damaged it and didn't notice a ding on it, but this thing was mint. So that's that. That's pretty awesome. Now we got a first edition Brock's Ride-On from Gym Heroes. This upgraded to a 9.5. I cannot complain about that. That's a substantial upgrade. Going from like a 7.5 to an 8, it's like water under the bridge, but upgrading something from a 9 to a 9.5, it's in the Beckett world of sales, and I'd even say CGC, you get a much higher price. Another CGC 9 Ninetales base set 1996 upgraded to a 9.5. This is dope. This is again another big one. Awesome card to have in Gem Mint. 1996 base set card. I need to look at the pops. I don't know. I'm gonna see if maybe I'll just enter the pops on here for some of these that matter. Like this one I won't. But 9.5 went to a 9.5. The fact that they could do that, going from subgrades to no subgrades, is freaking awesome. Freaking awesome. CGC 9, basic, 1996, stayed exactly the same. It's impressive. It's impressive. Not good news for me. Here's some, those of you that don't know, I purchased a German base set, basically off Heritage. All the cards went to PSA. Still waiting on that $50 submission that I submitted, and they received it June 21st. So let me know down below if you've submitted a $50 submission after that and have received your cards back, because it seems like I'm taking forever on that. I don't know what's going on, but this one had a huge dent in it, and I knew it would do really bad. Really, really bad at PSA. So I sent it back to CGC after trying to work out the kinks, and they got hammered with a 6.5. That's really bad. That was a really bad downgrade. I'd love to take that one back. That's definitely the worst one by far. CGC 9, Erica's Ivysaur, stayed exactly the same. CGC 9, no complaints there really, besides the fact of wasting money. That's not annoying at all. Jolteon 8.5 upgraded to a CGC 9. That's a huge upgrade for me. Decent price. You'll see difference in the sale. CGC 8 went from an 8 to a 9.5 on the Zapdos. This is going right into the Zapdos collection. Another 9.5 base set from 1996. Huge card. Gem Mint. That card was mint. I don't know what they were smoking when they did the 8, but that's they found out what they did. 9 to a 9 from that Sabrina's Alakazam, nothing big. Here is a 8.5 first edition Fossil Zapdos. Went from an 8.5 to a 9. That is pretty sick. That's a good upgrade there. The 8.5s, for whatever reason, they sell for like PSA 8 prices. The 9s get a lot more respectable price from what I see. No Symbol Jungle Mr. Mime stayed at 8.5. I was like, what are the odds? Honestly, like, what are the odds of that happening? Here's another 9 to a 9. Sad Days. It's actually insane. It's literally the fact that they can there's so many of these, they maintain the same exact grade, like the Giovanni's Machamp. It's crazy. I never would have suspected they would keep such similar grades. 9 downgraded to an 8.5. This one's painful too. Not as painful as the Zapdos first edition German, but this one is right there. So this one went from an 8.5 to a 9. That's a huge upgrade. Cannot complain about that. Went from an 8.5 to a 9. Misty's Tears, good upgrade. Not a huge... Dude, every time I get an effing text, it's literally cutting out my camera. What is going on? 8.5 to a 9, first edition Lieutenant Surges. Very good upgrade there. Couple more left. Raichu Fossil First Edition 8.5 to a 9. Huge upgrade. Last but not least, we saved the best for last, not really. 9 to a 9. Rockets Mewtwo. Cannot complain. Let's jump right into the spreadsheet now and see where this all. Alright, so I'm back with my spreadsheet here. So, what you're looking at in front of you is the green ones, the orange one, and the yellow ones. So the green ones, the grade increased. The yellow ones, it stayed the same. The orange ones, the grade downgraded. So basically what happened, if I were to eliminate the Zapdos that was German, I would have did extremely well. But instead, it was just pretty good. So I gained 4 total grades up. 4. So if I were to remove the Zapdos, which downgraded by 2, went from 8 to a 6, I would have increased on total of a 6, which would have been freaking nice. A bunch of the yellows, it was almost 50-50 for staying the same grade or increasing, so I cannot complain about that. That was pretty awesome. The stuff that moved and bumped up to a 9.5 gem mint is a substantial difference from a 9. As far as usually the pricing goes, especially for BGS. CGC seems to be trending that way as well. Maybe not as liquid as some BGS 9.5s, but still demands a premium. I am extremely excited to add this 9.5 German Zapdos. Pretty awesome card. And seeing all the things that bumped up from 8.5 to a 9 is really cool. Being able to do that, so all of the 8.5s that were submitted were bumped up to a 9, except for this one here, the Mr. Mime, which stayed exactly the same. That would have been pretty cool if I was batting 1,000. So that alone is pretty cool to see that anything 8.5 upgraded. That's awesome. Very awesome. So pretty good food for thought, things to think about, but I'm definitely am not deterred from doing what I just did ever again. Pretty crazy to see some of the 9.5s stay 9.5s. I thought that was pretty interesting. They both did. I cracked 2, and they both stayed 9.5s, which is blasphemy. I don't know. So let me know what you think. I look forward to doing this again. I'm really excited to upgrade this Charizard from a 6 to an 8, and it's got now the text on the back with my initials and stuff. So pretty cool, man. Definitely have a good one. Hit the like button on the way out. Peace.